Thank you very much, Hollister. All right, hello everybody. Good to see everybody out there. Hello, chat. I'm the Woofs, Tiny Tim, as mentioned before. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much. Hello there, folks.
Very excited about this one. This is a classic. 1990 point-and-click adventure from Lucasfilm at the time, eventually LucasArts, right? Banger soundtrack. What's funny about this is there's not really that much music in this particular game, but every track is a good one, so it's
Indeed. This is definitely my era of game, and it's absolutely fantastic.
Let's go. All right, so we're going to get into this. One quick thing off the top, because we're literally, the very first input we're going to do is going to be a glitch, so I'm just going to set this up a little bit. So we'll restart the game here, and you'll notice that as the Lucasfilm logo appears here, there's a little sparkle that happens, a little fancy sparkle there. So during the sparkle, the code basically says, let's change the speed that the game runs at so to make it look nice. The problem is the line of code that says, okay, set it back, happens right here when we switch to this lovely shot of Melee Island. So we're going to skip it during the sparkles, and the game will just run much faster. It saves many minutes over the course of the run, so there you go. A little setup for you right out the gate. Let's do it here. Would you do the email address here? I'll just say go, and I guess we'll go. Go.
Good luck.
All right, we are in. Thank you very much. All right, so this is, Monkey Island 1. We're going to be using all kinds of tech and optimizations. It's a game of inches, as we like to say. But Tiny Tim, would you be kind enough, since this is a narrative game after all, would you just kind of set us up with what's going on here?
Can indeed, yes. So we are playing Guybrush Threepwood, who is our wannabe pirate here. And he has to achieve, in order to become a pirate, he has to achieve the 3 trials, which is swordplay, thievery, and treasure hunting. And we will be achieving these as we go in the first part of the game here. They are not as easy as you might think. Quite challenging, in fact. This bird is being a little...
For some reason, my keyboard is not giving me my hotkeys here.
Right, okie dokie.
Okay.
What do you want to do? Do you want to stop just now?
Yeah, maybe give it 1 second.
Yeah,
here.
we can pause a second, please.
Very strange. So the back end of this whole thing is using the P key to use pickup.
Yeah. The way the interface works in this game is you do have hotkeys, as you can see there on the screen, for the various options. And in order to go fast in this game, it's a very tricky combination of mouse movement and keyboard commands. And it's very, very, very difficult to get the two together. And it's even more difficult when the keys aren't working.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do here, because that is going to be a big problem.
Yep, that's something we're going to need to give us the time to have a little look at, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if we can maybe do that really briefly here. That's a bummer.
Yep, can we maybe throw it over to you, Paul, for a second?
Yeah, sounds good. I mean, we could probably give you a quick donation before, I guess, we jump into intermission just to see what's up here. But here's $5 from Bernhard saying, look, a 3-headed monkey.
There we go. We got it.
But yeah, I think...
we got it?
Yeah, we're good
now. All right.
Okay, we should be good to continue.
And we're back.
Cool, all right, yeah. Like nothing ever happened.
There we go. Right,
There
okay,
we go.
yes.
That's exactly what I wanted the first clap to be, for sure.
Yeah, well, we got there, we got out of the kitchen, and we're on to the next section. We're skipping cutscenes as well. There's 2 different types of skips here. There's cutscene skips and there is dialogue skips, which are both on different keys as well, I believe.
Yes.
Escape for a cutscene and the full stop, as I would call it, or period key for the dialogue.
Yeah, that's the ticket there. We also use a thing called mouse skip, so you can kind of do the same thing that you would do with the escape key with your mouse. So if you hit left and right mouse button at the same time, that will also give you that. But it's a little bit riskier because they have to be like exactly the same timing for it. All right, there we go. So we're heading out to the circus here to get some money. We need to fund our piratey endeavors here. We don't have a helmet for this, so we used a cooking pot that'll have to do. Here we go.
We got shot out of a cannon, as you do.
Yeah, that is a normal thing. All right, so now we're scooting along here. So Tiny Tim mentioned that we're on the 3 trials here, and so we're kind of very carefully going through this section here. We're going to do it in a kind of a specific order. We're going to go for the idol first, which is the thievery trial, and then we're also going to set up for sword fighting and treasure hunting kind of along the way. But we'll kind of do those in tandem a bit later.
Yeah. What I like about this is that we are sort of doing. What I do like about this is that we are doing parts of the trials together. You're overlapping them a little bit, rather than just doing them in a linear order. Obviously, faster.
Yeah. It's faster, and that's actually a really nice bit of game design, in my opinion. I think that games like this, where you're supposed to kind of let the puzzles cook a little bit in your head, you can get really frustrated if you can't really continue, while you're kind of stuck on a certain puzzle. So you can kind of go from one to the other. I think that's kind of a neat little thing here. All right, so we're going to pop over here really, really fast to Otis so that we can get a piece of dialogue with the shopkeeper. And we're going to try a crazy strat. We are a little bit behind, I suppose, because of the issues with the keyboard here. So we're going to go crazy and do a thing called credit early. Do you want to explain a little bit about that?
Indeed. This is a very, very challenging strat. Basically, you have the safe up there, and inside the safe there is a credit note. And normally what you have to do is you have to watch the shopkeeper open the safe, send him away, which we're doing just now, and then follow the combination to open the safe. But what we can do is we can try 16 specific combinations that have a chance of opening the safe. Okay? Now, it's unlikely that it will happen, but if it does, it saves a fantastic amount of time on the run. And we're just doing the last couple here.
The last bit here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get lucky today, unfortunately, but the chances of it are fairly slim. It definitely does happen. Yep, so no credit early, but that's fine. It doesn't really cost a huge amount of time to at least try it once.
Yeah, we wanted to kind of show it off at least because it is an incredibly hype moment if it does hit. It's about a 6% chance that it lands. But either way, that is... That's a thing that can happen. That saves around a minute. It's kind of risk it for the biscuit type strategy where you can save a minute if you hit it really, really fast, and then it kind of trickles down from there based on how quick you can get to the... they didn't kill it.
I'm going to point out the dogs are only sleeping, okay? They are only sleeping. No dogs are harmed during this speed run.
That's right. They're just sleeping. Taking a little nap. Good point. We skipped right over the disclaimer that said they're nearly sleeping. All right, so we're gonna pop in here. Otis has terrible breath, so that's why we picked up the breath mints a bit earlier, so that we're able to kind of speak to him now, and we get this file out of a cake, as you do. We're gonna head back to the mansion here, and this is kind of where we actually steal the Idol of Many Hands. Great name. And we'll also meet Elaine Marley, who is the governor of Melee Island, whilst we're here. There's a great cutscene that, unfortunately, we're going to have to skip. But this animation here is terrific. Guybrush getting thrown out down the stairs there. Belongs in a museum. Okay, so now we're going to head out here. Fester Shine Top, great name as well. Going to throw us into the water. This is like my second favorite puzzle, I think.
It's a great little puzzle, this.
So basically, the guy's like, "Oh, if you like this idol so much, you can die with it." Basically, so he ties us to the idol, throws us in the water to drown. Doesn't know that Guybrush can hold his breath for arguably 8 to 10 minutes, depending on the game, and the idol doesn't weigh much, so we can just stick it in our pocket and leave. It's great.
It's also one of the few, in fact, the only point I believe you can actually die in the game.
Yeah.
You let him leave. You let him drown for 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. We're gonna have to do this a little bit differently. That's okay.
Maybe get a quick donation in here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely. Well, we have a $25 donation from Bunnybox saying, "Told my pets and they wanted to donate too. The biggest thank you to everyone that took part in this event and made it possible. Runners, volunteers, donators, viewers, you are all amazing. No, you, Bunnybox, you are amazing for donating and being so incredibly generous for such an amazing cause." We also have $20 from Geister Carl, which I assume is a game reference, and they're saying, "You speedrun like a cow."
How appropriate.
That is a reference.
How
Okay.
appropriate, yes.
Back to you folks.
Perfect. All right, so we're gonna dive into this sword fighting sequence here. And this is all RNG. We're gonna manipulate it a little bit by save scumming. The RNG is determined right before the insult comes out. I'm gonna throw over to you on this one because this is a big brain part of the game.
Yeah, I'll explain how this works. So what we have here is you have to beat 3 of these pirates. What we've done is we got a sword, and we went and got sword training, and it's all about your wit rather than how sharp your sword is. And the way this works is you have to learn the insults. So you have an insult and a response. And what we're trying to do is learn as many insults as we can in as short a time as we can. Now, the major factor is there are some of the insults, some of the responses are multi-responses. So they will fit more than one insult. And the objective here is to beat the 3 pirates and pick up as many insults as we can, any insults and responses. And then we're going to go and fight the Swordmaster. But the twist is that she uses different insults. And you have to match the responses to her insults. And as Woofs mentioned, we're using a little bit save loading here, which is valid in this category, to make this as quick as possible. So when you see the dialogue changing here, we're looking for specific responses. And then we're also looking to get the right insults to basically beat the pirate. So you'll see them sort of dueling back and forth. And the objective is, hopefully, to beat 3 pirates. And when that happens, the pirate will say, wow, you're good enough to fight the Swordmaster. And then we will head off and fight the Swordmaster, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So there we go. That was the second one.
So yeah, basically I had to take one extra one. So there's a strat that we can do that is really handy. Actually was wrong one there. 2 seconds. That is 5. There we go. This is the one we want. But we can actually talk to the troll. When we go over the bridge there, we talk to a troll. We can pick up a free insult, actually, from them. But I actually missed it on the way through going too fast. You know, it's the pitfalls of speed.
Exactly. That's the hazard of the job.
Yeah. So we took one extra fight just to make sure we had enough insults for this. So we also haven't addressed the treasure hunting situation here. So we're going to go do that really quick before going to Carla. So we're just going to wander through the woods here. A really quick little glitch that's going to happen. We have this map here. We're not actually going to use the map for anything interesting, but we'll just have a little peek. And boop, we'll go over the little gap there. I'm not really sure why that works, but that was found by our runner, Milk Toast. Great name as well. And here we are to dig up the treasure of Melee Island. Unfortunately, it is a t-shirt that says I dug up the treasure and all I got was this t-shirt. So here we go. Got our fancy t-shirt. And now we'll head into the woods again to go talk to Carla, the Swordmaster, and ideally defeat her in sword fighting combat. This is a good time for a donation if we probably won.
All right, well, we have $25 from OK saying, I guess the keyboard shortcuts not working was a bit of a red herring. Winky face. Best of luck on your run, Woofs.
Thank you, that's perfect. All right, here we go. So we've made our way to Carla. So as Tiny Tim mentioned, she has her own bit of insults that are unique, so we need to use our wit to figure out exactly what to do here. Additionally, she's always going to be throwing the insults at us.
So what we're going to do is we're going to obviously match up the responses, and what we're doing here is basically reloading until we get one that we have a response for, and I think we need to beat 5 to beat her.
That's right. Okay.
So sometimes this can be very, very quick, and you get very, very lucky with the RNG, and at other times, yeah, you're just having to keep trying until you get ones that are going to work.
A couple more here. Nice.
And if you haven't played this game and actually watched all these insults and watched this whole sequence, it is very amusing. It is one of the things that most people who are familiar with this game have. It's one of the sort of highlights of the game, really, isn't it? The insult sword fighting.
Definitely is. Yeah, this is the iconic part of the game, right? There's references to this in literally every single other one, even if it doesn't like kind of run. run all the way through it. Okay, so we didn't get credit early, so we're going to pop over to stands. This is the time that we would normally save should we have gotten it early. We're going to do the old adventure game trope of buying a ship.
Stan is the best character in the game.
I love Stan. We stand for Stan.
Yep.
There we go. And now we're going to come up to my actual favorite puzzle, I think, in this particular game, which is the grog puzzle. We need to, I'll let you give us an update here shortly on kind of the lore, but we've moved past 3 trials, obviously. We've done all the things that we need to do, and now we need to bust Otis out of jail. So to do so, we're going to pour some grog into a mug, and the mug is, the grog really is so corrosive that it'll burn through the lock. So that seems easy on paper, but if you've ever played this, you know that the grog is so corrosive it also starts to affect the mug here. So if you're like me casually, you would grab every mug in the house there and in the scum bar, and then slowly transfer it mug to mug to mug. But we're going to do it with 2. Some crazy stuff here. While we do this, would you like to give everyone an update narratively on what's happening now?
Indeed. So we've completed the 3 trials, but as soon as we did that, LeChuck, the ghost pirate LeChuck, showed up and has kidnapped the governor. And he's sailed off to Monkey Island with the governor. And what we're trying to do now is recruit a crew. So we're going to get Otis here. We've freed him from his cell. We're also going to go and get Meat Hook, and we're going to try and persuade Carl the Swordmaster as well to join us on our journey. But we also need a ship.
We do.
So that's where the credit note comes in.
Oh, I think we got this glitch here. Check this out. Taking the... So 2, 1, 3 is our combination. And while I do this is a great time for some donations.
Well, I have a very fitting one here. It's $20 from Jack DeHarts saying, grog is a secret mixture which contains one or more of the following: kerosene, propylene glycol, artificial sweeteners, sulfuric acid, don't ask me why I'm doing this accent by the way, rum, acetone, red dye number 2, scum, actual grease, battery acid, and or pepperoni. As you can imagine, it's one of the most caustic, volatile substances known to man.
That was excellent.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cheers, Jack.
Do you have time for one more? Or?
Yeah.
We also have $50 from Iva, and this one's a big one. Did you know a combustion engine works by pressuring a fuel and oxygen mix to create small explosions that make your car go vroom vroom? And that is going towards the combustion name for Dark Souls, which I believe that means we have a bit of a bid war on our hands, a proper one. Combustion versus Big John, about $50 separating them. So, folks, you might want to support your favorites here by donating. So, Big John's side, what do you have to say? Back to you guys.
Thanks very much. Those are great.
You just saw the use of the rubber chicken with the pulley in the middle there. Just another
I would say
iconic item.
that's such a good one. We're also about to prove our mettle here by touching this very, very scary monster. Basically telling Meat Hook that we're tough enough to lead a piratey crew there. I don't know if you caught it. It was very scary in the box there. It was not a parrot. Okay, so we're heading back over. We've got one more crew member to pick up, and that is Carla. Gonna move some inventory over here. So for those curious, we are playing on the DOS version, and specifically it's the CD-ROM DOS version. And the reason being is that this one allows us to do that speed glitch in the beginning of the game. Shouts out to the Amiga runners out there, anybody running on EGA, like my favorite color palette, I think, of the whole thing. But it is a little bit slower, so we're going to enjoy our VGA graphics here. I do love this particular background quite a bit. Out of good use of minimal color in the dithering. So it's so good.
I mean, this game is over 30 years old now, and yet it's still... I wouldn't say it exactly holds up, but it's still very, very good.
Yeah, so much of it is really, really nice. All right, let's go buy a ship, shall we? A little bit of Stan action happening here. This section is really, really carefully routed. So this is just a giant the dialogue tree, basically, but runner Leolitz put together a program to basically determine the fastest way to do this whole thing. So we're gonna run through here. What's that? 4, 5, 6. Cool. We can deal without any of that junk. And there we go. So basically, we whittled the price down from wherever it was down to 5,000 pieces of 8, which is what the credit is good for. I'm sure we'll pay that back at some point. Don't worry about it. And we've got pretty much the junker in the back of the used boat yard there. But we're pretty much good to go head on our trip now. So this is probably a good time for you to chime in on some lore here.
Indeed. Well, we've set sail for Monkey Island now, but unfortunately we don't know how to get there. And we do actually have a little recipe, and it is literally a recipe. And what we have to do is we have to boil our recipe, and we're picking up all these various ingredients. Now, the ingredients, it states, for example, a crushed human skull is one of the ingredients. And as you can see, we have that pirate flag there. So we're going to improvise slightly with the ingredients here.
It's flat after all, right?
It is, indeed. Very flat, and it's going to be interesting. The results. And this actually is probably my favorite part of the game, even though it's actually really short.
This is such a good part, yeah. It really like tests your, I don't know, your brain power a little bit, your puzzle solving ability, because it is kind of interpreting this recipe in a unique way. Ooh, get down there, Guybrush. I know you can do it. There you are. Cool. All right, let's do some cooking, shall we, folks? A bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of ink. That'll taste good. Put that pirate flag in there. Some gunpowder. Just a dab of wine. Rubber chicken with the pulley in the middle. That's close enough to chicken, right? Yeah, that works.
And there we go.
Nice. Grab the cooking pot. It might come in handy as a helmet once again. A nice little callback to earlier in the game. A little bit more gunpowder and a rope. This may or may not go into a cannon to launch ourselves over to Monkey Island. So here we are. We're going to use the gunpowder here. This is kind of an interesting optimization. So if you get the rope in there and just use the pot, Guybrush just does the rest, which is a nice little improvement here. All right, so this is Monkey Island, the actual, not just the game, but the actual location as well. We're going to go ahead and continue to kind of pick up some items, and ultimately we need to go talk to these cannibals on the other side of the island. One thing I want to highlight here is the movement on this island is really interesting. You'll move very, very slow unless you are clicked directly on a hotspot in there, so you'll see me kind of holding the edges and stuff. We're also going to try to do a kind of a tricky little glitch here, which is called Herman Skip. So let's see if we can get it. This one's pretty tough. But Herman has a scripted moment here where he comes up and talks to us about nothing, because that's Herman. Ah, we didn't get it.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Yeah, that's a shame.
That's fine, because Herman's a really funny character anyway. Don't be a jerk. Yeah, we tried to skip you. That's fair. Okay, while we go down here, one other bit of tech here that I want to talk about is if we can use this gunpowder here with the dam, but on top of that, I'm going to start setting up for this rock with our compass here. This is called verb stacking. We can kind of just do two things at once, basically. We kind of did one, put Guybrush into action, and then stacked it with another verb that we can kind of go right ahead and do that. So got our second rope here. This is all to get some oars that will allow us to get on the boat that's down there. And we can take a couple donations during this very slow climb down into the valley here.
Sounds good. We have $50 from Lord Azrael simply saying hello, and $10 from Frozen Spade saying, well, 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 Frozen Spade here. So excited to wake up way too early to catch this sweet speedrun from my favorite streamer, the Woofs. Shoutouts from the Speedy Adventures community. Wish I could be there on the couch with you, my dude, but I know you and Tiny Tim will be holding it down. Remember to stay cool, game big, and have fun. Good luck, and go fast. Donation going towards the Big John naming incentive, who I know inspired the Woofs to begin speedrunning. Oh, that's
that
so
is
nice.
true, yeah. Many, many moons ago, there was a Lost Levels run at AGDQ, I think, and that was what inspired me to get into it in the first place. It was really cool to be at an event with Big John.
Oh, that's just adorable. And I can give you an update on that name, actually. It's at $381.51. Combustion is once again at about $430. So again, not much separating the two. So if you think you can boost one or the other, get your donations in. Let's get to $69,000. No particular reason why I would go for that particular milestone. Anyway, back to you guys.
Thanks very much. All right, so we did meet the cannibals up there. They locked us away for a little bit, which is fine. They are cannibals after all, but they're kind of in an interesting point. They're on a little bit of a diet, so they're kind of discussing kind of what our kind of fat and I don't know, calorie content would be. So they're kind of going back and forth. Or do we do we eat this guy? Do we not eat this guy? But meanwhile, we grabbed some bananas for extra potassium. Bananas, as we know from like Diddy Kong Racing, would make us go faster, right? So we're going to do this. And we're also going to feed it to this monkey. Monkey see, monkey do. So we're going to lead this monkey over to a certain spot to open a door for us.
I love this bit.
Yeah, it's really, really good. That's a particularly tough spot on the speedrun because the monkey is random. It completely moves on its own accord, and it's not always the way you want to, so you kind of have to snipe the monkey with the banana, and it can be a bit troublesome. So here we go. We basically show the monkey, hey, this is what you can do with this nose. Isn't that cool? And then it says, yeah, I'll stay here the rest of my life, which is awesome for us. Cool. We're going to grab the wimpy little idol. Shouts out to Max from Sam and Max, their little nod. And we're going to head back here. We're going to do a little bit of trading. Our kind of ultimate goal here on Monkey Island is to get under the giant monkey head, because that's where LeChuck is hiding. And obviously we're going after Elaine Marley here. So as we head up here, we're going to trade some stuff. We're going to get a banana picker. We're going to immediately trade the banana picker for a giant Q-tip, and that will get us access into the giant monkey head, the second largest monkey head we've ever seen, of course, not the largest. Let it be clear. This, I think, is the hardest dialogue sequence in the game here. Got the first part done, and then we'll come back and do this again. Basically, this particular dialogue.
It's this one or the Stan one. And it's very, very specific.
There we go. That was pretty good.
Job.
What's annoying about that one is that part of it is a cutscene, and part of it's a normal dialogue tree. So you're basically going back and forth between switching between what we call dot skipping, which is kind of skipping text straight up, and then also skipping cutscenes at the same time. So it's a timing nightmare. It's a little bit like playing or something really, really tough on the piano, and you're not good at the piano. So, so we're about to head into the giant monkey head. We have probably time for another donation here before we get in.
Sounds good. This one's $5 from Mies El Double Day, saying, of course, Mies Load, saying, cheering towards the run, and Tim from the train going back home. ESA was awesome. Thank you for having me. Meeting new people and old friends. Time is too short. Keep donating money for charity, people. Less than 3. See you all on the next event. And Mies Load caps it off with the classic Tiny Tim cheers.
Cheers,
Yeah.
Mies.
Thank you, Mies. Back to you guys.
Perfect. That was one of the best little animations as well, the Q-tip coming
Yes,
out.
I love that one.
So who would have thought the key to getting inside the giant monkey is to get the earwax out of the ear there. So we've done so, and now we enter yet another RNG difficult hurdle here. I'll let you take this one away.
Okay, no bother. So what we've got here, we have the head of the navigator, and we're in the caverns, and what we have to do is we have to basically follow the head will point to the correct direction. But what we're looking for is we're looking for quick, basically, obviously. And what woofs will do is basically use save loading again until we get the quickest exits, because quite a few of these rooms are quite large, and that was good. That was
very
really
good.
quick.
Yeah.
We're now onto the ship here. That was really good. We're now asking the head to let us have the necklace.
Yeah, and the strat here is just to ask very nicely. Pretty,
Yes.
pretty, please. We're also going to try to do a really, really tight trick here. We got it. Very good. So
Nice.
that's normally a kind of long animation that we have to sit through as Guybrush kind of turns invisible. You'll see it here as well. It normally happens twice. But we managed to skip it. Head in here. Oh, shouts out to LeChuck. Haven't really seen him much this run, have we?
I love the ghost animals on this ship as well. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, the dogs and everything.
Chickens.
Yeah, chickens. There's a rat a bit later on that we'll see. And here we go. Just going to go through here. We need to tickle this guy's feet because it's funny. And also we need his grog. It's time to get a whole jug. Head down. And this is basically to do a little swap. The rat here. Oh, it is a good idea. Trust me. There we are. Get the grease. Some really good dialogue, by the way, in this this section. The writing is really funny. My favorite line coming up right here. So we're going to use the grease on the door. Grease on the door. There we go. And this one here. Oh, good. More inventory. Literally all we do with this game is just pick things up, right? So kind of calling it out. It's very good. Okay. So we need to defeat LeChuck, of course. So we've been told by the cannibals that they can make this special voodoo potion for us. So we need to get the special voodoo root. So we have now acquired it. We're going to head back, and they're going to throw that whole thing together for us. Slowly but surely, we make our way out. Thankfully, we don't need to go through the catacombs again. Otherwise, I'd probably pull my hair out. We can kind of just go through here. This is Apple Bob, another good character name. Here's our crew. You can actually strand the crew here if you want to. It's a little bit slower, but yeah, we're gonna keep them. That way we get out of here nice and quick.
We're now into the riveting finale.
Yeah, this is it. This is the big
big showdown
here. So we have our voodoo potion, and it does this to ghosts. Another good animation there, but it's gonna run away. This is our one use of the door here. The door is actually slower unless you have snap scroll turned on. But we'll skip that interaction with the other ghost pirate down there. And here we go. Another tricky dialogue as we go in here. Guy with the legs.
The legs just wandering past.
That's so good. Oop, there we go. All right, so we've lost our voodoo potion, but thankfully there's another root-based beverage that we can
Bye, Stan.
utilize. Yeah, we'll see Stan in the next game, I guess. See you later. And gotta have exact change here, so just hang on. Chuck is a bit tight on it. There we go. All right, root beer. So confirming that root beer is magical. There we go. Another good set of animations here, and they really ham it up here at the end. This is such a good.
I love this bit here.
Let's take another look, shall we? Yeah. All right, there we go.
It's this next section, this next scene coming up that I like with the head.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. We got a blimp
cam.
Here
we go.
Need the ESA blimp cam. Brought to you by all of our sponsors here. There we go. Everybody cheering for us for the tail end of this speed run. Let's go. All right, Elaine shows up. By the way, didn't need any help. In fact, we made everything a lot worse. We did skip the cutscene, but as we kind of busted into the church to stop the wedding, it turns out that there were just 3 monkeys on top of one another in a wedding dress. She'd already escaped, and we kind of messed up her escape here. There's Herman. We forgot to bring him back. We'll see him later on. And time is coming up now.
Well done. That was amazing. Love that.
That was very good. Thanks, y'all. Thank you very much. All right. I mean, aside from the keyboard thing, that was actually a pretty darn good run.
The caverns was excellent.
Yeah, that's probably the best I've ever done that, probably. So that's good. All right. RNG gives, the RNG takes, you know. Shouts out really quick to the Speedy Adventures Discord. It got mentioned earlier by Spade, but if you're ever thinking about running a game like this, can be King's Quest, can be a LucasArts game, can be a Revolution game, whatever you want. That's a good starting spot. There's runners from all over the community that can help you out getting started. If you want more information about this run or Monkey Island 2, there's a great series of videos from One Short Eye who does kind of a world record recap, but also explains a lot of the tech and the deeper dive things, so I'd recommend on that one. And thank you, Tiny Tim, for being here with me. It's such a pleasure to have you on commentary.
It is an absolute honor. Thank you so much, Woofs. I really appreciate it. This is one of my favorite games. This was a game I played when I was much younger, and I really, really enjoy this game. I love this series, and thank you again. Really appreciate it.
All right, thanks so much, and thanks to the crowd for hanging out. Thank you so much. Thank you, chat. Paul, I'll throw you back to you. Thanks so much.
Thank you for that lovely, lovely run of The Secret of Monkey Island. That's really nice to see these little point and click puzzle games. Always a charming time. Coming up next now, we are shifting gears. We're going we're maxing it out here. It's going to be Grand Theft Auto 3 with Zola. At this point, I am both happy and sad to announce that this is going to be my last donation reading shift for this event. So thank you all once again to ESA for trusting me with this station and with this microphone and with the fact that I could probably read some text for 3 hours at a time. And yeah, keep watching the ESA, keep donating. Let's get to 80K because I want to destroy HUDs. Can we make it happen? Let's make it happen, folks. All right. Quick intermission, and now afterwards I'll be handing it over to the ever-talented Tainted Tally coming up in just a few moments. More ESA after this.